Good morning, Patreon lovers. Martin Newell here. One thing I often talk about with the poet John Cooper Clarke is if you want to learn something or learn how to do something, one of the best ways you can do is parodying it. For instance, with a poem, even if you don't like the poet concerned, you know, before you go dissing him or condemning him or her, try and do a parody of the poem which you dislike so much. In this way, you take the spanners to a piece of work, you unbolt it, and you get it like you were taking your dad's gold watch apart, which you needed to put back together again. But in the same way, you do it with a tune. Now, about March, on March the 11th, it is my friend Ella's birthday, which is sort of near mine. And I don't know how the custom arose, but each year I do her a short, humorous sonic birthday card. Last year, I think I've done Oasis. No, I haven't done Oasis, I've done Blur, and I've done various other things. But last year, for some reason, I decided to do a pastiche of Roxy Music's Virginia Plain, but putting words in it for her. And for that, I had to listen to the record, because I hadn't listened to it before. So what I did, very briefly, I'm going to go through the ingredients with you here, if I can, in Mixdown. There you go. We need some of this. There's your beat, basic beat. Probably nothing like the real thing, but together I need to create a quick impression of about a minute. And the bass, of course, I need the bass. So I've got to find out where everything is, and I'll play the thing. But I needed to do the distorted guitar, the drums, all the rest of it. Here we come, I think, with any luck. There's that piano. Don't know where it is. I'm guessing. It's a guitar.
I'm going up the road to the car. Does anybody want anything? Perhaps a pint of milk or a bog roll.
When I used to go on stage, I used to do impressions of Brian Ferry, a very good, very futuristic singer, but he had a very mannered vocal style. It was mannered in its way more so than David Bowie, and it leaked a lot into the punk period as well. You can hear a lot of people that don't quite know what to do, so they do a little bit like Brian Ferry, like that. And I'd go on stage sometimes and say, this is Brian Ferry, has he got that voice all the time? Does he go down the newsagents, you know, in his tracky bottoms, unshaven, saying, I'd like a pint of milk and a bog roll and 20 Embassy Regal, like that. I shouldn't think for a minute he does, but that's what happens. And so you got a lot of people shortly after punk, in the new wave, they were singing in the new wave like this. And so it wasn't difficult for me to recall how to do that. What I needed to do though was get an impression of the whole of Roxy Music. So this is what I did. I'll give you the mix down of it now, if I can find it. And this is what Ella eventually got.
Road to the car. Does anybody want anything?
I'm going up the road to the cop. Does anybody want anything? Perhaps a pint of milk or a bog roll.
Perhaps a pint of milk or a bog roll. Possibly some jet for the sick. I'll only be gone for a short while to try to find something for a fry-up. I've been told it's Ella's birthday.
The idea is if I do a nice short one of about a minute, it doesn't outstay its welcome, and it goes so fast that you haven't quite got that the parody isn't strictly accurate, but it's close enough. You can immediately see, oh, he's done Virginia Plain.
Nice they named the streets after me though, even if it's in Riverhole. I was drove to Colchester in a shirt like Sergeant Bilko, just to buy some paint in Wilco.
See what I've done there? I've put a bit of the sax in and a bit of the Phil Manzanero guitar. Just, they're approximations, they're a sketch, they're close enough. They're a caricature almost, but the total thing, I was quite pleased with the results of it.
Happy birthday to dear Ella.
Third verse.
come around so quickly again. Good luck with the celebrations on a Monday splitting with rain. Got some chocolate from the can-do. What's his name? Bourneville Plain.
Got some chocolate from the can-do. What's its name? Bourneville Plain. So, if you want to know how music is made, really, pick one of your favourite classics and try to do an imitation of it. And you will find out all sorts of interesting things. Sometimes you find it's not quite as complex as you thought, and that the ingredients have been carefully pared down and put together in an ingenious way, which is why the thing was a hit and why what you thought was better wasn't, sort of thing, sometimes. What I'm intending to do this year is rather more slapstick. She won't know this because you'll be hearing this up long after I've given it to her, if I'm successful. Is I want to do a parody of David Bowie doing Kermit the Frog's Rainbow Connection. I'm going to call it the Rainbow Connection, and if I can fit a bit of Bewley Brothers in there, if I have the time, the recording time this morning, I will do it. But it is her birthday today, so I've got to be pretty nippy if I'm going to do it, otherwise I just have to get her a card. But worth mucking about with. Do not. People take music far too seriously, and sometimes it's great to just be funny. I really miss the comedy records that I grew up with, and the parodies you can get. There's a guy called Philip Pope, actually, who used to do various television shows, and he's really excellent at parodies. I'd like to meet him sometime and buy him a drink, but never mind. Yeah, that's it. And here endeth the umpteenth lesson for you.